we use that term loosely, in your almond orchards, and maybe some other thoughts on preserving that kind of activity. Thank you. This thing is...
Is this working?
Yeah.
All right, thanks for having me. I do work for Audubon, California. We're the state program of the National Audubon Society, so we're a bird conservation organization. So what am I doing here? So we have a working lands program because we recognize that farms, ranches, timberlands, etc. can support a lot of birds and other wildlife. So we like to eat, we're big fans of farms and farmers, and we've been working mostly in Yolo County and the surrounding counties for about 15 years, working on a voluntary basis with farmers to help enhance wildlife habitat on farms. And what I'm talking about is mostly edges. We really like to vegetate, say, the tops of the banks of an irrigation ditch if you've got one, because that gets water in the summer. But if you don't have one, we're talking about hedgerows or pollinator strips, and I've got a couple photos of some. Well, this actually is if you had an irrigation ditch, this is kind of neat to see, because this is a slough on the top before we did anything with it, and then on the bottom 4 years later after we installed native grasses, trees, and shrubs.
You can't fix that one.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, thank you. And I want you to pay attention to the management in the before picture. There's burning going on, there's been herbiciding going on. So it's been our experience that installing a hedgerow or vegetating a waterway can, in some cases, we can't say that it always does, can in some cases lower maintenance costs because you don't have to get in there every year and disc or spray or burn. And so hedgerows that we like to install can look like this. These are both, well, all these photos are from Yolo County, but you can imagine that it would look similar down here. We know it's not the same, less rainfall down here. And an almond grower, almond and pistachio grower in Stanislaus County called me a couple months ago and asked me to help design a project on his property and the property that he manages that would benefit wildlife, would stabilize the banks of his ditches, would provide more food for his honeybees, and hopefully provide some refuge for wild and native pollinators, and also to mitigate drift. So we're looking at installing tall shrubs and short trees for him to keep drift on his fields and to keep drift from other fields coming onto his. So we're in it for the birds, and little old ladies pay my paycheck, and that's really kind of the heart of what we're after. We're trying to restore migratory songbird populations up and down the Central Valley, up and down the Pacific Flyway. But where that can help you, where the intersection where I think our work and your work can come together is in the things that I just mentioned, and providing benefits to pollinators. If you like having birds out, a lot of farmers have come to us and said, I remember hunting pheasant on this farm with my grandfather 50 years ago, but they're all gone now. Can you help me bring them back? So we can do that if we get the right plants in, get them healthy and growing. Wildlife, pollinators, erosion control, and we're talking about farm and field edges generally. It's pretty rare to find a farmer who wants to give up land. We're happy to work with a farmer who wants to do that, but we definitely don't ask for that. So we're generally looking at like do you have a 10-foot strip that's a good distance that we could put a hedgerow in? If you don't have 10 feet, maybe we could put in some small perennials or annual wildflowers to benefit pollinators. And I know that Sustainable Cotton has a seed border mix that they recommend to their cotton growers. So it's the same kind of thing. And we emphasize native plants because they're more beneficial to birds and other wildlife, but we're not strictly native. We're happy to work with you. Some folks want to see this particular species because it's real pretty. We're happy to accommodate that. So that's about all I've got for you. I've got some materials if you want to take stuff with you. I've got a business card. I just want to get the idea out there that your farm can be a better sanctuary for wildlife if you're so inclined.
I just had a quick question. So
Sure.
you have literature as far as which plants will propagate these type beneficial insects?
I do, yeah, and that's what they hired me for. Is I've got a lot of experience in that, but I do have stuff to send with you. Yes. Anything else? All right, thank you.